Hey guys, welcome to the second session of our story, Grace Darling. We will continue in chapter 1, The Forfarshire. Let's start with some quick revision of what we had last time. The first question, what was the Forfarshire? It was a steamship which was a comfortable modern ship. Question 2, when did the ship start its journey? Yes, it started its journey on the afternoon of 6 September 1838 from Hull to Dundee. Number 3. How many people were there on the Forfarshire? Yes, there were 60 people on the ship. And who was Daniel Donovan? Yes, he was a passenger on the Forfarshire. He was a young man, about 30 years old, and he was an engineer. Who was Mr. Robb? He was a tall, dark man with a black coat. And what happened to the boy? He fell over on the deck and started to cry. And what did Daniel do? He put out his hand and caught the boy's coat. He carried him quickly back to his mother. Okay, we have here a picture from our story. And this is Mr. Daniel Donovan. And this is the woman who screamed last time, and this is Simon, and there is a girl, and who is this girl? We will know. Okay, the ship moved up and down very quickly. Daniel sat down beside the woman. She looked very white and ill. She was called Mary Dawson. She had one son called Simon and a daughter called Sarah. She was going home in Scotland to see her husband. It was quiet in this room, much quieter than outside. Then they couldn't hear the engines. Daniel thought that the engines have stopped. He could hear the noise of the wind and the sea, but not the engines. He stood up and ran to the door. He opened the door and his words were lost in the wind. Outside, he looked up at the ship's funnel. There was no smoke above it. He looked over the side of the ship at the big paddle wheels, but they didn't move. All the time, the big grey waves lifted the Forfarshire up and down, and white water fell on the deck. Mr. Robb asked, "Why aren't we moving?" Daniel said that the engines have broken down. The Forfarshire wasn't a sailing ship. It couldn't move without its engines. It was nearly dark and the weather was getting worse. Daniel thought that he couldn't do anything and no one could help them. Okay, let's go for the new vocabulary. Number 1, sir. It's a polite word for a man when you speak to him. You can say it for a man when you speak to him. Number 2, word. A thing that you say or write. Number 3, lose. And the past is lost. Not to have something anymore, or not to know where to find something. Break down, the past is broken down and it's to stop working. Sailing ship, a ship that uses wind to help it to move. And the last one, nearly, it's equal, almost. Okay, now we have our homework for today. Number 1, how many children did Mary Dawson have? Number 2, what did Daniel think about the engines? Number 3, did the big paddle wheels move? And the last one, number 4, why didn't they move?